Including this latest tragedy, 41 French troops have been killed since the Operation Barkhane in the Sahel began. Is the cost of fighting jihadists in this part of the world becoming too high?
No, I mean, fighting jihadists is the job of the military in the theater, and that's this operation is in a way protecting Europe about the fact that the jihadists are not establishing a new caliphate in this part of the world and then being dangerous for the rest of the world.
Well, aside from a few thousand UN peacekeepers who are not combat troops, France is almost completely alone in this fight. And as you just pointed out, the spread of jihadism in this part of the world poses a direct threat to Europe, not just to France. Should European powers be contributing more?
Of course, they are coming. Peace slowly and in very small numbers, but you've got already the British, you've got the Germans, you've got the Danes, you've got Estonia too. We're coming, and last week, Madame Parly, our Minister of Armed Forces, launched an operation where special forces will gather and from different countries from Europe and will come in theater. We must realize that, in fact, a lot of European countries were looking east, facing Russia, and not looking south. The fact that they are providing, even if it's a small number of troops, will provide the link with the threat in the south, and they will have the intelligence. They will have the day-to-day briefing on what's happening in the south, and probably slowly they will realize that this is also their battle.
A big part of the strategy in Operation Barkhane is to train the Malian soldiers to be able to take responsibility for fighting this conflict themselves. I mean, some people are drawing inevitable comparisons with Afghanistan, when troops have been trying to train Afghan security forces for many years to take responsibility there. It clearly isn't working very well. Is there a risk that France could be bogged down for many, many years in Mali and elsewhere?
It can last long, you're right, but 2 points. First, the training of the soldier is not the job of Barkhane, it's the job of the European mission there. Barkhane is a fighting force fighting the jihadists. Secondly, the comparison with Afghanistan doesn't work very well. Afghanistan has always been an independent country, never a colony. Where in Africa we've got a different link with the population and the government in Africa. So my point is that remember that the Taliban was a force established by the US initially to fight against the Russian. And now, because they are very independent people, they don't want to have foreigners there. In Mali and
people who are victims of violence committed by the Taliban want Western troops there.
Yeah, but the problem is the problem of the Afghanistan. I mean, the government in Afghanistan is not really taking the job. They have to discuss with the Taliban because the Taliban are very powerful. In this part of Africa is a bit different. We are here, we stopped them in 2013 when they were going to Bamako. Now the government inside their borders need to organize the presence of the state, which is not the case currently in the north of Mali, and we are here to help them.
But the jihadists are regrouping, and they are carrying out ever more audacious attacks, aren't they?
They are carrying, but they are not in a position to take Bamako. They are not in a position to organize the states. They are just organized to fight, hide, and fight. So that's where we need to fight them, to destroy them. But at the same time, in political terms, the different countries in this region need to organize the way they are ruling their country.
How many French troops do you think have to die before French public opinion turns against this conflict? I mean, will the French public tolerate increasing deaths of French soldiers in Mali?
The French population, and that's really a matter. Fighting against jihadists. It's not because you've got 1 or 2 or 10 or 15 killed that you will stop fighting the jihadists. Because if you don't fight them there, in 10 years' time, they will be on your border. So you need to fight them now, and that's the role of the soldier. They've got, and we must remember that when we are fighting, sometimes you are killed.
All right. General Trinquand, thank you very much.